What's up, heroes? My name is Sylarclone, and welcome back to Crystalline. We're going to pick up right where we left off after that crazy day going after the Cloak Brotherhood. And I need to mention right away, I didn't get a chance to do so at the beginning of last video. PixelFade did come out and say when they started Chapter 4 here that some of the voiceovers are a work in progress, so they're still working on it with the voice actors and actresses to get everything done. So if I do end up reading some of the lines in some terrible attempts at voicing at least some of the female characters, that's why. They're just works that are currently in progress. It's not anything that it's missing or it's a bug. It's just not there. Without any further ado, a flock of birds shooting across the sky wakes me up. I blink and then yawn, stretching my arms high over my head. It feels like I've gotten a decent amount of sleep. I frown. Was that Leanna just now? Her voice is really faint. It sounded like Leanna. I hear a roar of wind. Another flock of birds shoot up into the sky from the distance. I look around and realize Leanna's nowhere in sight. The others are still sleeping soundly. I kick off my bedroll and scramble for my sword, rushing out to meet her in the field. By the time I get there, Leanna smiles, seemingly satisfied, and sheathes her sword. Hey! She jumps.
Oh.
She turns around.
Good morning.
Good morning. Why are you acting so shy? I'm sorry I slept in a little late to miss our normal training regimen. She stiffens, blushing. Her eyes squeeze shut.
I mean, good morning.
Okay, why the correction? Good morning? Leanna shifts from side to side. Her whole body seems strained and tight. Why is she suddenly so awkward around me? Are you ready for practice?
Right. About that.
She glances away as if she's suddenly fascinated with something on the ground.
I actually just finished.
Didn't wait for me! My feelings are hurt! I blink in surprise. Really? She nods, scratching the back of her neck.
Yep.
There's something you're not telling me. What is it? But we always spar together. Leanna's cheeks flush, but she holds her smile.
Yeah, but you just seemed like you could use the rest. I didn't want to wake you.
Well, you gotta wake me so I can stay diligent in my practice. Oh. I nod, but Leanna's voice sounds a little too chipper. I can't help but feel like there's more to it. Is she avoiding me? My stomach squirms at the thought. Leanna shifts uncomfortably. The silence stretches on, making the air thick with tension. Things have been so crazy that we never had a chance to talk about the kiss. This morning is the first time things have started to feel more normal. And it's clear we have some unresolved feelings. Maybe that kiss was just on a whim. Maybe she doesn't want to pursue things any further. Or she does and she's waiting for us to make a move. I guess there's no point staying out here. We head back to camp and find the rest of the team to be awake.
Greetings.
Good morning.
Did you enjoy your practice?
No.
Yes, it was good. How did you sleep? Quite sufficiently.
Gonna leave me out of this, huh? Just ignore the fact that you didn't practice with me. She turns to me.
A significant amount of time has passed since you last attempted to open a temporal rift. Since you've absorbed more energy, perhaps now would be a good time to attempt it again.
All right, that thing. I totally forgot about opening a temporal rift. Oops. What? You want me to do that now? Amy blinks.
Yes. We have resolved our mission with the Cloaked Brotherhood and are refocused on our search for temples. It would be an ideal time to try again.
I would say I'm surprised by her reaction, but I'm really not. I remember my last attempt and wince. Wasn't it a bit of a disaster last time? Amelia shakes her head.
The ability to open the rift is there. I believe if you focus, the cast may be more refined.
All right. Leanna looks worried, but she doesn't say anything. That face doesn't scream worried to me. I'm curious, but I decide not to ask questions. I focus on stilling my mind instead. For once, I don't need Leanna or Amelia to guide me through what to do. I close my eyes, taking in slow, deep breaths. Gathering the energy within, I shoot it down my arm as I try to visualize the rift. I'm taken off guard by how fast the energy shoots down my arm this time. I open my eyes. Wind roars and flares up all around us. Amy and Leanna are speaking, but I can't hear them over the wind pounding in my ears. My heart automatically leaps at how strong the magic is, but I quickly shove the anxiety back down. I can do this. I grit my teeth. It's an effort to extend my hand against the gale. The storm whips about even stronger. The trees groan and sway, and then... nothing. Nothing happens except for this fierce, biting wind. I hold on a little longer to see if anything happens, but it doesn't. The weight of the magic feels like it's settling deep into my bones, making my arm as heavy as a stone. Exhaustion ripples through me and my arm slaps down. The storm ceases. Leanna breathes out a sigh and smiles.
Thank goodness.
Hold on here. Thank goodness for what? That I can't open the rift? Or that I'm okay? Or what's going on here? She seems more relieved than necessary. Was she concerned about me casting or something else? I can't tell.
This is extremely curious.
I jerk my head up. Amelia's face is a blank sheet. Isn't it always, though? She taps her chin.
It seems that you are still a complete failure.
Hey, bite me. Leanna's jaw drops.
Amelia! As you are able to summon more energy than before, I have come to the conclusion that you will not be able to cast a rift until you're absorbed more energy.
Okay, that's a logical thought to it. I nod, disappointment curling in my gut. I was hoping to get a step closer to home. I feel like I'm making no progress with these rifts at all.
However, your cast was exponentially more powerful than before. Your ability to manipulate energy is increasing at unprecedented speed.
That's a good thing, I think. Amelia nods. Yeah, it's a good thing. I just have to keep trying until I get it. Should we start heading to the water temple then?
Yep.
There is a sly look upon her face, and that concerns me. What is that smirk for? That's a new one. What do you have on your mind, woman? We jump in, whirl around. Stop sneaking up on us. Kara stifles a laugh. She seems to be back to her usual self again. I'm glad, but I still wish she'd stop surprising me all the time.
Which way are we going?
We should begin journeying towards the coast. As I'm not positive on the temple's exact location, I do believe it will be near a large body of water. Really? A water temple being near water? Never would have thought of that one. Costa Coral is the coastal city which best matches the description of where the water temple may be located. Kara grins.
It sounds like we'll have to pass through Illumia to reach Costa Coral anyway. We should make a stop there.
Wow, we haven't been to Illumia in a very long time. Amelia's brows crinkle together.
Is there not another way we could travel? I have already mapped out a course which would circumvent the Academy.
They don't know you're with us, do they? That's right, they don't know. That was established right away. We're just kind of running around with this kid. Kara raises a brow as she takes a look at Amy's makeshift map.
This would take us very out of the way. It'll add on at least another week or two of travel.
Leanna places a hand on Amy's shoulder.
It'll be all right. This may be a good opportunity for you to confront your professors.
Amelia's frown deepens. She seems to be lost in thought. Leanna's smile softens.
It'll be okay. Really. Boy.
Thank you, Pongo. The Pongo bounces at Amy's feet and flashes her an encouraging grin. Amy still looks a bit worried, but after a moment, she nods.
Thank you. perhaps their feelings towards my field study will be swayed if I show them all the information I have gathered on my journey so far.
That you had to run away and gather. And who couldn't say no to Pongo? He's really re-encouraging. Or encouraging, whatever the word is I'm looking for. Kara ruffles Amelia's hair.
You would be crazy not to, Amy.
Amelia blushes. She clears her throat.
Thank you. Let us find Zack and be on our way.
Clearly embarrassed that she just got treated like a small child. After we find Zack, we clean up the campsite. We gather our supplies and start again on our journey. We walk across the rolling grassy hills until we find ourselves back onto the path towards Illumia. Kara and Zack lead the way. I notice Zack walking a little closer to Kara than usual, but he keeps his arms crossed. Each time she catches him staring, her smirk grows more and more evident. Hey, for him, that's huge leaps and bounds walking closer towards her. Something's definitely going on. All those wondering out there, if something's going to happen, I think this is the start of it. He's just got a weird way of showing it. Are those two together now? And this music comes back. It's going to give me the option to poke fun at them. I know it. I have a feeling this is coming. Thinking about Zack and Kara suddenly has me wondering about Leanna and me. What are we? Are we a couple? Or was Leanna just caught up in the moment? She did say she wanted to live in the moment, though. I suddenly remember that kiss again and my face goes hot. My gaze snaps to Leanna's hands dangling at her sides. They look so small and delicate. My heart rate picks up. Reaching out to grab someone's hand is way less nerve-wracking than leaning in for a kiss, right? Besides, she made the first move at the Wind Temple. So now it's my turn. Okay. Slowly, her hand is right there. Be confident. Oh, man. I want to yell at the MC to be confident, you fool. You fool! Be confident. A small smile tugs at my mouth. Oh, God, this is going to be great. I pick up the pace, so I'm suddenly walking beside her, trying to be as nonchalant as possible. I turn my head away and silently slip my fingers between hers. Well, her face says it all. I don't even need to read the text to know that she's clearly enjoying this. Or she's just really surprised and embarrassed and hope nobody notices. But anyways, Leanna flinches. She glances at our clasped hands and her cheeks turn as red as poppies. Oh, thank goodness! That motion says it all. It's such a relief. She turns back to the group, probably to make sure no one is watching. When it's clear no one is paying attention, she looks up at me with a soft smile. She gives my hand a slight squeeze. Who the waifu notices me? Her fingers are soft, and her hands feel surprisingly small, practically swallowed by my own.
Hey, Leanna, do you remember where we...
Oh, God. Kara turns around and stops. She raises her eyebrows.
Oh.
You see nothing. You see nothing, Kara. Nothing. Leanna squeaks. Her face burns scarlet, and she drops my hand. A slow smile slides across Kara's face. Oh, I hope she gets the idea and turns around and does this to Zack.
Oh, dear. I'm so sorry. Am I interrupting something?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Of course not.
Zack and Amy stop. They turn to see what all the commotion is about. Damn it, Kara, you're supposed... Never mind, I'm not surprised she's doing this.
What's going on?
Kara pins us with a knowing stare. Her eyes shimmer with something playful and mischievous. Oh, God, I'm in so much trouble, aren't I? Crap. She's definitely going to call us out.
Oh, nothing.
She spins around on her heel.
I didn't see anything.
Zack arches an eyebrow. I do the same.
Really?
Well, actually, there was this really beautiful flower, and I thought it'd be very nice if someone picked it for me.
Oh, I think I know where this is going.
Never mind.
Kara links her arm through Zach, and he stops asking questions. She leads him ahead with Amelia trailing behind. Never mind, that's not where I thought it was going at all. I thought he might actually do it and she'd grab his hand, but apparently not. Damn it, Kara. Kara continues to flirt with Zach the entire way there while he pretends not to be interested, but deep down, we know he is. Leanna and I chat quietly on the way there to kill time, but Amelia barely says more than a few words. She's been unnaturally silent for most of the journey. The Pongo falls asleep inside my scarf, while Kara leans into Zach. I can see the tops of Illumia's buildings peeking up from behind a hill. As we start to get closer, the bustling of the city becomes louder and louder. We are back. I miss this gorgeous city. I begin to recognize the stone buildings and intricate crystal lamps. Kara grins.
Looks like we finally made it.
Amelia lets out a soft sigh.
Indeed. It appears so.
The city seems even more crowded than the last time I was here. Maybe it has to do with the time of day. So, are we just passing through here, or are we making a stop?
Well, I have a few things I want to take care of while we're here.
Same here. I'd like to check in with some people.
Zach, do you have to do the checking in of things as well? Amy is silent. Leanna sends her a sympathetic glance, patting her on the arm.
Just remember, everything's gonna turn out fine.
Amelia doesn't look too convinced, but she nods.
Perhaps it would be best to meet at the inn, when all of our matters are accomplished.
Yep.
Then it's
A man of so many words,
We'll meet
Zach.
back up at the inn in the evening.
With a nod, the group splits up and goes their separate ways. I'm going after Leanna. That's just the first thing, see if I can help her out. Plus, it seems like we need to talk. Wandering through the shops of Illumia, I catch a glimpse of White Arbor turning the corner. Is that Leanna? I hurry to catch up to her and tap her on the shoulder. Oh, nice. Real subtle, dude. She stops and turns around. A small smile lights her face.
Oh, hey!
Hey, are you taking care of some shopping while we're in Illumia?
Not exactly. Since I'm back in the city, I figured I should stop at the Mage Guild and file my report.
Sounds important. Report. She nods.
I have to give an update on the energy spike anomalies. We know now that they were caused by the temporal rifts.
My stomach gives an unpleasant twist. If she's going to be reporting on the temporal rifts... Wait, you're not going to mention me, are you? Leanna shakes her head. Whew, thank goodness.
Don't worry. You're a byproduct of the spike, not the cause of it.
So I don't need to be noted at all. Oh. The anxiety lessens in my stomach. Well, that makes sense. But what will happen if the guild determines she's solved the case? Does that mean you're going to be assigned to another case? Leanna blinks, surprised, then laughs.
Oh, no, not at all. I haven't discovered the cause of the rifts or the anomalies, so I haven't completed my mission yet.
Do you know how long you're going to take? Leanna grins.
Why? Are you gonna miss me?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I'll miss you like the stars miss the sun. That's my line. Nope. Hey, that's my line. Well, let's just profess our love to her right here, right now. We've been waiting for this for far too long. Of course. Every second without you, my heart hurts. Leanna blinks, then laughs. Don't laugh at me professing my love. It hurts my feelings.
I think you'll be alright for a few hours. Well, I better get going. The sooner I file this report, the sooner I can move on.
Fair enough.
I'll see you later today.
Sounds good. That was less exciting. Yeah. I watch her turn and disappear into one of the buildings with gold lettering on the sign hanging above. It's just as intricate as the surrounding ones. I guess I'd better go find something else to do. You know what? Let's just get this out of the way and see what the two lovebirds are up to. Knowing Zach, there's one place he'll be for sure. And after what transpired between him and Kara and Bridgewick, I'd guess that Kara is with him. Following my hunch, I make the familiar trek back to the inn. I do make a couple of wrong turns, but all in all, I find the inn without much trouble. As expected, Zack is at the bounty board. I begin to approach when I spot a familiar, long, luxurious brown ponytail come into view. Kara joins Zack at the bounty board and smiles up at him. He glances at her, then folds his arms. Damn it, I thought he was going to smile back. I was so ready. They stand like that for a few minutes. Then Zack turns to face Kara.
Hey, Kara.
Yeah?
He hesitates. Kara arches her brow.
I'm gonna go get my dischargers checked out.
Oh,
She blinks in surprise, then fixes him a curious look. This interaction's weird.
okay.
Do you want to go with me?
Oh, he's making a move. Her eyes widen.
You're asking me to go with you.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Like, me and you.
Yes.
As in us.
Yes.
Together.
Do you want to come or not?
Yeah, that's eventually it was gonna get to that point. Yes. Do you want to go or do you not?
No, I'm busy.
I don't know what I expected. Zack jokes.
What?
Kara giggles.
I'm just kidding.
She latches onto Zack's arm and snuggles into his bicep.
I'd love to come with you.
I had a feeling as much. Zack's face turns pink. He coughs.
Yeah. Well, all right.
You two just get the hell out of here. It's so adorable. Together, they begin to walk out. Neither one of them notice me. Now I have the blackmail on Kara. Can I come? I'm so proud of bro. He found the girl he's looking for. Follow them. I'm gonna let this be. As much as I'm curious, let them have their moment. That's all I say. I'm proud of them. I watch Kara and Zack walk away together, flourishing with pride. A single man tear rolls down my cheek. Look how far my bro has come. Oh my god, I just realized I just turned into Show. For Mage Academy, I am Show. Great. Fantastic. I'm Show. Watching their retreating forms exit the inn, I quietly follow them out. I guess they're a bit occupied. Maybe I should do something else to pass the time. Alright, Amelia. Follow Amelia. Not just see what she's up to. Follow her. Okay. Amy's going to be at the Mage Academy, and I think she could use some moral support. I retrace my steps to the academy and spot Amelia along the way. Hey. Amy shuffles to a stop. Surprise flickers across her face.
Oh,
Oh, that's all you have to say to me? She blinks.
hello.
She barely seems to register I'm there. Her mind is clearly somewhere else. She must really be worried about facing the academy today. Give her a pep talk, whatever, she'll be fine. She could use a pep talk. Good old Sylar pep talk. Let's see how this goes. Hey, it's gonna be okay. They might be angry at first, but you're a lot more capable than what they've given you credit for. They will have no choice but to see that. Amy blinks.
Your confidence does provide some solace to my distress.
See, she smiled. She freaking smiling, too. You saw teeth and everything. Of course. They can't possibly stay mad when they realize how much this adventure has benefited your studies. She pauses, mulling over my words. She's so quiet that at first I'm not sure if I've convinced her. But eventually, she nods, that familiar spark finally returning to her eyes.
I find your evaluation reassuring. I hope you are correct in that assessment.
Of course I am. I'm Sylar, of course. My assumptions are always correct. So, got any ideas about how you're going to convince them?
I do. I plan to show them all the research I have gathered on our journey hence far.
You should show them all the books. All the books we've acquired would be a great source of evidence. That's cool. What kind of research?
A continuation of Elder Ism's research into the temples of the ancients.
That would work.
I also have extensive notes on your impressive and accelerated mastery of casting and fighting.
What can I say? I am quite impressive. Wait, what? Of course, those findings I will not be sharing with the Academy at this time. I let out the breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. Oh, good. She cocks her head to the side as she examines me.
Your bewilderment just now is unexpected.
Sorry. It's just I was worried you were going to tell them about me and that they'll find out I'm from another world. But I'm glad you're leaving that out.
I believed it to be quite obvious that I would not be providing that information.
I'm just making sure, girl, covering my bases. I smile at Amy, showing my gratitude. She may seem robotic at times, but she really does care about her friends. Thanks, Amy. It's so nice of you. She blinks.
After all, it is irrelevant for my report.
Also true. Oh. Amelia turns and starts walking away. Hey, wait! Clearly unamused that I'm even here still. I follow her through the Academy's wrought iron gates and into a familiar grassy square. We're going to see Professor Xavier again, too. There are fewer students out here today than when I was with Leanna. Maybe most of them are in class. A few students in red and blue cloaks glance curiously at us as we pass. In fact, I receive a few more curious looks. Why are they staring at us? Amy doesn't bat an eye.
Their stares are directed at you. As you are not a student, they are merely curious as to the reason for your visit.
They don't need to worry about that. It's neat to know. Oh, I thought maybe they knew about you or something.
I am just one student out of many.
She makes a fair point. I don't know most of the students back in my university either.
Come, we should go this way.
Yes, ma'am. We enter the castle, and Amelia leads me up a spiral staircase. Our footsteps echo across the stone as we travel in silence. Amelia's expression is impossible to read. I'm not sure if that's a good sign or not. She leads me into an open room. It looks like it's a library or a study hall. A few students peek around their books to get a glance at us, then return to whatever they were doing. We push to the back of the room and into a small office where a woman wearing flowing black robes sits at a desk. Her long, teal hair is still thick, but her amber eyes are creased with fine wrinkles, exposing her age.
Professor Odessa.
She looks up at us, then lowers her quill and purses her lips into a fine line.
Amelia?
Amy remains silent. The professor's gaze slides to me and she raises a brow.
Oh, you brought a friend.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he is one of my travel companions.
Sylarclone, at your service.
I see.
She folds her hands together.
I'm sure I don't have to explain to you what must happen now that you returned. I am well aware of the consequences of my actions.
Professor Odessa nods and pushes herself to her feet.
Then you know that I must alert the council of your return.
Amelia nods, and Professor Odessa's expression softens. She places a comforting hand on Amy's shoulder.
It is good to see you again.
Thank you, Professor.
Let's go then. The council is very upset with you, with good reason. But I'll make sure you have a chance to speak and explain yourself.
Again, Amelia nods.
The sentiment is much appreciated.
Professor Odessa hesitates as her gaze lands on me again.
As I mentioned, he has accompanied me on my travels. I would wish to have him present should the council have any questions about my whereabouts or research.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there going, hi.
Very well.
I am a reliable source of information. I'm going to be very useful. I stay quiet as I follow the two of them through the academy. I feel very out of place, but want to remain supportive of Amy. Eventually, we pause in front of a set of double doors. Professor Odessa pushes open the doors, and they creak resoundingly. A group of robed professors sits around a large table. Their chatter ceases when we enter, and all eyes turn on us.
Professors?
They nod in greeting. Professor Odessa steps aside to reveal Amelia.
I call upon the council to hear the case of Amelia Estelle.
Oh, it sounds like we're on trial or something. She takes a seat among the professors while Amy steps up.
professors.
Their faces are stern.
Amelia Estelle, you left the Academy against the will of your professors with no indication of your whereabouts.
That is correct. I mean, keep my mouth shut.
I indicated my location within the message I left behind.
He glowers at her. Glowers. He glowers at her.
Yes, in Ember Mist, a fictional city.
Which we discovered, by the way.
With all due respect, Professor, Ember Mist is a very real location.
Another professor chimes in.
Amelia, please take the council seriously. The consequences of your actions could be quite severe.
How severe exactly are these consequences? Can she get expelled?
The only permissive reason for prematurely departing the Academy is if on a sanctioned field study.
I was on a sanctioned field study.
Sanctioned by the Academy.
Dad, you gotta specify that, dude.
I understand, Professor, but if I may ask, what more could I have done to be granted a field study by the Academy? My numerous attempts to acquire one has been denied without a clear explanation.
There she goes, standing her ground. The professors glance at each other.
Any declinations of field studies would be due to a poor fit between student and study.
That's very vague. Amelia frowns.
Can you please elaborate as to how I am a poor fit? I have proven myself a sufficient mage master in my classes. I have completed all the pre-acquisitions necessary to obtain a field study without fail. As such, I am one of the most ideal candidates for this field study.
Your maturity level and ability to communicate with your peers is lacking. Your premature departure from the Academy is a prime example of your immaturity.
I kind of want to hit this guy.
I do apologize for my actions, and I recognize that the method in obtaining my field study were unorthodox. However, my research from the study has been most enlightening. I am confident should you hear what I have to say, you would be in agreement.
Amelia, I don't know what sort of situation you've gotten yourself involved in, but I can assure you it is not a field study.
Amy Hope opens her mouth to retort, but the professor holds up a hand, stopping her. This isn't looking good. Maybe I should step in. Ooh, I'm really tempted. At this point, I would actually kind of say something, because I've been sitting here. She has legitimate references and materials and physical evidence of stuff she's been doing. Lay this down, Amy. I am getting involved. Say something. Can you guys try to hear her out? I think you'd be surprised. The professor seemed to see me for the first time, then glare at me.
Young man, this is private academy business. You shouldn't be allowed to.
Professors, he is one of my associates who has accompanied me on my field study. I would request that he would be allowed to remain.
Suck it, bitches.
I, for one, would like to hear what Amelia has to say.
Thank you, Professor Odessa. The professors quiet down as Professor Odessa fixes them a stern look. She then gestures to Amy to continue. Amy nods as she gathers her thoughts. The tension in her body relaxes slightly, and she stands taller. She glances at me. I flash her a grin. She's got this.
On my journey, I have come across substantial information about the Temple of the Ancients.
Professor Odessa's brows shoot up.
An interesting and unusual subject.
Amelia nods. She digs deep into her bag and pulls out several scrolls. She rolls them out across the table, revealing notes, symbols, and elaborate sketches. I craned my neck to get a better look. I knew Amy had been keeping detailed notes, but the amount of detail is still very impressive. The professors gather in a circle and lean over the table to examine it.
As you can see from my findings, using previous notes from Elder Isam, I have successfully accessed the temples, which were forgotten by society. Each one has high concentration of energy.
Professor Odessa grins. She shifts her half-moon spectacles up her nose.
Elder Isam's research was incomplete.
Correct. I was able to use the research to orient myself to the general location of each temple. Once closer to the areas, it was a mixture of cross-referencing notes with anecdotes from fellow travelers, which helped me pinpoint each temple's exact location. For reference, the Fire Temple was located in the ancient city of Ember Mist.
The professors pause at the mention of Ember Mist, then continue to pore over the notes. Professor Odessa looks up at Amelia, her eyes sparkling. A whisper of a smile is on her lips.
I have to admit, this is impressive work.
Damn right it is.
Your notes are meticulous and well documented, and the findings are worthwhile.
The others murmur and nod in agreement. Amelia says nothing. She seems to be holding her breath.
However, I believe I speak for the group when I say this isn't complete.
Well, yeah, we're missing a temple. Duh. Amy blinks, and the shock is evident on her face. Her brows knit in worry.
Which means I propose that you continue on your Academy-sanctioned field study while we review the current research you have collected.
We have success! All is well that ends well! The professors glance at each other, then agree in a chorus of nods and murmurings. Amelia breaks into a broad grin as her eyes widen with hope.
Really?
Yes, really. Shut up and let them deliberate and we can celebrate later. She's so excited that she practically squeals the word out. She immediately she claps her hands over her mouth. Her face turns beet red.
I agree.
Despite my better judgment, your research is most impressive. I too agree.
I hate this Professor 3. He's kind of a dick.
Then it's settled. You are officially on your field study assignment for your eligibility to join the rank of Magecaster upon successful completion.
To the side, I am subtly going. Amelia clears her throat.
Thank you. This is a great honor.
She inclines her head, her bangs covering her eyes. Professor Odessa smiles and pats her on the shoulder.
Of course. Well done.
I can practically feel the embarrassment shimmering off of Amelia in waves. She lifts her head. Her face is still slightly red from her outburst. The other professors still seem a little ruffled, but it's clear they're impressed.
I think we'll be seeing great things from you, Miss Estelle.
After being dismissed, Amy and I exit the council room. Congratulations! This is amazing news!
Yes.
Suddenly, she squeals and latches onto me in a tight hug. Whoa!
Thank you. It was with your assistance that I have finally acquired a field study.
I told you having me there was a good idea and speaking up was gonna work. That was all you, but I'm glad I could help. Gently, I return her hug. Just as suddenly, Amy lets go and smooths her robes. When she looks back up at me, she's regained her calm and collected composure. The only hint of her previous excitement is the sparkle in her eyes. You ready to go back? She nods. We make our way out of the academy. Once we reach the streets of Illumia, we part ways. I decide to spend the rest of the remaining time on my own. I head to the marketplace. After browsing the stores, I feel strangely nostalgic. I recognize a few of the items being sold for my first time in Illumia, and I have mixed feelings about that. Have I been here so long that things which were previously made me wonder have now become normal? Either way, this is probably an indication that I should meet back up with the others. I don't want to dive into this rabbit hole again. And it becomes nighttime, and gosh, the city is glorious at night. So beautiful. So well drawn, so well put together. I love it all. As I head towards the inn, I run into Leanna in the street. She grins, her cheeks flushed as she pauses to catch her breath. I glance at the mountain of groceries huddled in her arms.
Hey!
My stomach gives a pleasant little whoop at Leanna's voice. That's right, it goes whoop! Swoop! Hey! Ready to meet the others? She giggles.
Actually, since you've been such a good boy, I think you deserve a reward.
Am I getting another kith? I don't think I'm ready for that. Just tell me when and where. Does it have to do with free food? When and where? I wrap my arms around her small shoulders. I thought you would never ask. Leanna frowns, damn it.
Excuse me?
Just tell me where we should go for my reward. Leanna's gaze goes flat. Why does it seem like her eyes are boring into me?
The kitchen.
Hey, free food. I blink, surprised. The kitchen.
Yeah.
I chuckle. Well, not the most comfortable sounding place, but you know what? I'm into it.
For dinner?
That's what I meant. Dinner.
Yes.
I glance at the groceries in her hand again. Understanding flashes through me. Ooh, I see. Leanna's cheeks tinge pink.
What were you thinking?
Don't worry about it. That you wanted to cook me dinner, of course. She seems unconvinced, rightfully so.
Uh-huh. Let's just get going.
Where are we going to cook this up?
My place.
So my reward is at her place. I think my earlier comment still stands. Your place. She smiles and nods.
Yeah. I live here in Illumia.
That makes sense. She must have stayed at the inn last time to keep an eye on me. But even more importantly, Leanna's inviting me to go to her place? Alone? My pulse quickens at the thought. I nod at the grocery bags. Let me help you with some of those. Leanna smiles, grateful.
Thank you.
She shuffles a few bags into my arms. They're a little heavier than I expected, but nothing I can't handle. I follow her through the city until we come to a small cluster of apartments. She leads me into a tall stone building and then shows me inside. Whoa. A little bit of a mess, but whose place isn't? But a lot of it looks to be books and research rather than just random messes. Her clothes are sprawled out across the living room floor. There are a few piles of laundry she hasn't put away, and a blanket is left unfolded on the couch. Several pair of boots have been kicked carelessly off to the side. This is not the kind of room I was expecting.
Oh my gosh!
Leanna drops the groceries on the ground and begins frantically collecting her clothing. Her hair falls in front of her face as she bends down, but not before I see the bright blush in her cheeks.
I'm so sorry!
A smirk slides across my face. Who knew such a proper Mage-Knight could be so messy?
It's not like that. I mean, it doesn't always look this way.
I don't believe you. When I last left, I didn't realize it had been such a long time before I returned. Leanna's face turns cherry red. I snicker. Aha. I'm sure it doesn't always look like this.
It doesn't!
I give her a pointed look. Leanna finally sighs. She slumps with defeat.
It's usually worse.
I knew it.
In my defense, I didn't expect to bring anyone back.
Touché. She leads me into the kitchen, probably eager to change the subject. We place the groceries onto the counter.
Any special requests?
Food! Surprise me. Whatever your signature dish is, cooking for me in nothing but an apron. I already tried this one before. It's not going to do well. Surprise me. I trust Leanna's judgment. She's got me this far. I trust that anything you want to make is going to be awesome. Leanna beams.
Great. I have just the dish in mind. Okay, let's get started then.
All right. Do you want any help? Leanna shakes her head.
No, thank you. This is something I want to do for you.
At least can I help? My heart fumbles in my chest. A huge grin spreads over my face. You sure? She nods. I can't wait. She beams and then starts unpacking the groceries. I sit down on the counter and watch her get to work. Leanna and I talk and laugh as she prepares the meal. Steam curls her hair around her face and she hovers over the stove. The air simmers with the smell of stew, making my mouth water. My stomach gives an impatient rumble.
I think it's ready.
You think or you know, either way I'm eating it. Leanna scoops the stew out of the pot and places a bowl down in front of me. She takes a seat across from me. We dig in. The stew is still pretty hot, but I'm so hungry that I shove it straight into my mouth. It almost burns my tongue. I up, taking a large gulp of water. Leanna laughs.
Be careful, it's still hot.
Thank you for warning me. Yeah, I found that out the hard way. Taking another spoonful, I carefully blow on it before tasting it again. It tastes okay. Just okay? Don't tell her that. It's definitely edible, but it lacks in any kind of flavor or seasoning. We've had Zach cooking our camp meals for so long that I had forgotten what Leanna's cooking tasted like. She watches me, hopefully.
So, how is it?
It's good because you've made it. You've got other talents. Just eat it. This top one right here. I love it because you made it for me. Her cheeks turn pink and she smiles broadly.
I'm so glad you like it.
I'm going to eat it either way. We talk about how her day went at the Mage Guild. It sounds like she was able to get everything she needed reported and submitted. I fill her in about what happened with Amelia at the Academy, and she's both happy and relieved for her. When we finish dinner, I'm left with a full and satisfied stomach. I'm so full.
I should have warned you to save room for...
Suddenly, Leanna's face pinches.
Oh no, I forgot about the dessert.
Oh, how did you do that? Like I said, I'm super full, so it's no big deal. Dinner was more than satisfactory. She rushes to a stand.
Hang on, let me go out and grab some ingredients.
Wait, it's
I promise it'll just be a few minutes.
Leanna runs out and slams the door behind her, and just leaves me here. Okay. This has become my life now. I'm just left here. In a girl's house. By myself. That I'm crushing on. Great. I hope she doesn't stress herself out looking for something. I pause, looking around. Without Leanna, this place feels quiet. Really quiet. I sigh and drum my fingers against the table. Now what? It's not like I have a phone to play games on. That's dead. The silence is killing me. Wait patiently. I know not to take a harmless look around because you don't want to do that. That's a big way to get in trouble. I'm going to wait patiently. Nothing to do but just wait for Leanna to come back. I wouldn't want to invade her privacy by snooping around. That's a good way to get yelled at and in trouble. I breathe a sigh of relief when the door flies open.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
She's a little out of breath, but she holds up a container of strawberries in one hand and a bottle of whipped cream in the other. Are you sure you're not implying my reward from earlier that you yelled at me for? I'm pretty sure that's what you're implying here. What did she plan for more than I bargained for? I shouldn't let my mind wander. I already got in trouble once for letting my mind wander. I'm just gonna go. I like strawberries and I like whipped cream. Seems like a good choice to me.
They complement each other so well.
If it leads to something more, it leads to something more. She grins and hands me the plate.
Here, have some.
I do. The whipped cream melts across my tongue, and the strawberries, ripe and sweet. I can now see why she was so happy after trying these. Wow, these are pretty good. Leanna grins.
Told you.
We spend the rest of the night talking and laughing over dessert. It's only when her eyes start to get heavy that I realize how late it is. She must be getting tired. It's getting kind of late, huh?
It's not that late.
She quickly masks a yawn, then looks sheepish. You were saying?
Sorry.
It's already pretty dark out. I should get going. As much as I don't want to leave her company, I rise to my feet. Leanna leads me to the front door. I step outside onto the porch. The soft glow of a crystal casts a warm, sunny light over our heads.
Well, good night.
And we're gonna just end it there? Why? Good night. Leanna takes a step closer, and my heart jumps. I bend my head down to reach her, just as she lifts up on her tiptoes. Leanna winds her arms around my neck and kisses me. Yes, it's happening again. Her fingers comb through my hair as her soft sigh fills me. She tastes of strawberries and whipped cream. She smells like vanilla and too much sun, and suddenly, I feel myself spiraling and melting, cupping her cheeks to ground myself. I smile and kiss her again, slower and softer this time. We say our goodbyes, and I navigate my way back to the inn, feeling lighter. When I return to the inn, I'm surprised to see the rest of the team still downstairs. Uh-oh. Is Kara gonna give me shit? She's gonna give me shit, isn't she? They greet me as I approach. What are you guys still doing up? And the music's back. I'm about to get made fun of. They're gonna ask questions. All right.
We all said we'd meet back here at the end, didn't we?
Fair point. Kara keeps her tone light, but I can see the mischief dancing in her eyes. So you were waiting for me.
The hour is quite late. There was a possibility that harm could have befallen you.
Hey, I'm dumb, not stupid.
There is also the possibility that something, or should I say someone, had you a bit distracted.
I don't know what you're talking about. Blame the cat. Kara meets my gaze, but I quickly look away. My cheeks feel hot. I don't know what you mean.
Speaking of whom, where's Leanna?
Subtle. Thanks. I look sharply at Zach, but he remains as stoic as ever. Kara pretends to think.
You're right. I haven't seen her all evening either. You wouldn't have happened to see her, would you?
I may have come across her. Nope, haven't seen her. Let's see how much we can toy with it. I may have come across her. Now that you mention it, I may have come upon her at some point in the evening. Kara's eyes twinkle playfully. Not like that. Just meant I saw her.
Of course.
She's gonna stay at her own place, so you guys don't have to wait up.
And how would you know that Leanna has her own place here, young man?
I'm probably older than you are. My cheeks heat up. Kara smirks at my reaction.
Oh.
She looks like she's about to say more, but I interrupt her. Anyway, now that you all know I'm safe, I'm going to bed. Maybe you all should too. Amy nods.
It is quite late, and we must depart tomorrow.
As she heads upstairs, Kara and Zach stand. She turns to him.
Make sure he stays safe in his bed. We wouldn't want him to temporarily go missing again.
My face flushes as she winks at me. Ignoring her, I head upstairs, listening to her giggle behind me. I wish I could say something back about her and Zach, because I really would. Once secured in my room, I flop onto the bed.
Boy?
Where the hell have you been? The Pongo bounces happily beside me. You've been waiting for me. He bounces in affirmation, then snuggles against me as I crawl beneath the blankets. Zach gets into his bed too, and for once, I'm grateful for his silence. I don't think I can handle any more teasing. Before long, I drift to sleep with thoughts of Leanna and strawberries. Ain't that an image right there? I like it. The next morning, we have a quick breakfast and head out of Illumia to continue towards Costa Coral. Costa Coral? Looks like Costa Coral. So we head out to go to Costa Coral. We walk through familiar rolling hills and grassy knolls late into dusk, and we're going to continue the adventure towards Costa Coral next time. I'm going to end the episode here. Quite an adventure this time. Definitely, Leanna's admitting her feelings slowly but surely, and it's great to see Zach and Kara are kind of doing something, but we'll see how that develops, see if they actually do any more with it next time. As always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button down below or leaving a comment. As always, I will also leave all the links to PixelFade in the description down below, along with the Steam page for Crystalline. Feel free to check it out yourselves as well. It's certainly a lot of fun. And I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.